Erev Tov Rabotai, we are continuing with our Mishna Yomi, Masechet Yevamot. We are up to Perek Yud Gimel, Mishnah Yud Bet. Today's Mishnayot should be Le'ilun Nishmat Neria ben Svetlana, Ranbayev Eliyahu ben Burcha Israelo ben Chana bat Miriam, Menuchatam began Eden, Amen. And Avdi ben Chaim L'Chaim with the Refuah Shelema of Daniel Shalom ben Rosa and Mariana Miriam Chaya bat Tamara betoch Shachulei Israel. Having discussed various cases of Yibum with an underage girl, the Mishnah now discusses a case of Yibum with a boy who is not yet an adult. Yavam katan shebal Yevama ktana. If an underage Yavam cohabits with an underage Yevama whose marriage was a biblical marriage, meaning she was given in marriage by her father, therefore, if her husband dies without children, she falls to his brothers for Yibum on a biblical level. In this case, her Yavam was not yet an adult. He was, however, over the age of 9, so that his cohabitation with her is a legally recognized act. Yigdelu Zeim Zed, the Mishnah says they should grow up together, meaning they should remain married, and then if they wish to end their marriage, he can divorce her. Since a 9-year-old boy who cohabits with his Yevama acquires her as a wife, as we learned in chapter 10, Mishnah 6, if they want to end the marriage, he must divorce her. Since only an adult can give a divorce, they have no choice but to wait until he becomes an adult. She too must be old enough to be responsible for safeguarding her get. Bal Yevama Gdola. Similarly, if he cohabited with an adult Yevama, Tigadilenu, if they do not want to remain married, she should raise him until he is an adult so that he can divorce her. She does not have to actually raise him. This is just the Mishnah's way of saying that she must remain married to him until he becomes an adult. The Mishnah next discusses a case where the Yevama claims that the Yavam has not cohabited with her and that she therefore wants to be freed with Chalitza. The Yavam, on the other hand, claims that he has cohabited with her and that he already gave her a divorce to free her. So the Mishnah speaks of a case where he actually gave her a get. This discussion deals with an adult Yavam and Yevama. Yevama Shamra betoch 30 yom. A Yevama was taken by her Yavam into his home for Yibum, who says within 30 days, Lo nif'alti, I have not had cohabitation with him, so that she is still Yevama. The Yibum ban can be ended only by cohabitation or Chalitza, and therefore still needs Chalitza before she can remarry. But the Yavam claims that he did cohabit with her and that the get he already gave her is enough to free her, meaning he does not want to perform Chalitza. He finds it embarrassing to have her spit at him in front of the judges, like we spoke about earlier in chapter 12, Mishnah 6. In such a case, we force the Yavam to perform Chalitza with her to free her. When the Yevama makes this claim within 30 days, we believe her because it is reasonable to think that he did not cohabit with her during the first 30 days they were together. There is no question of his staying married to her since he has given her a get, and a get rabbinically prohibits a Yevama. Nor can she marry someone else without Chalitza because she has admitted that she is forbidden to do so, and a person is believed in regard to himself. So he can't stay married to her and she cannot go to anybody else. Therefore we force him to perform Chalitza to allow her to remarry. However, la'achar 30 yom, if she makes his claim after 30 days from the time he took her into his home, mevakshim emenu she'achalotzla, then we ask him to perform chalitza with her, but we do not force him to do so. Once they have lived together for 30 days, we consider it unlikely that he has not cohabited with her. Therefore, while we ask him to perform chalitza with her, so that even according to her claim, she should be free to marry someone else, we do not force him to do so because his claim is more believable. Ubizman shumodeh, however, when the Yavam admits that he did not cohabit with her and that she still needs chalitza in order to marry someone else, afilu la'achar 12 chodesh kofin oto she'achalotzla. Then even after 12 months have passed since he took her into his home, we force him to perform chalitza so that she should be free to marry someone else. Since he can no longer take her in Yibum, because he has already given her a get, and he admits that chalitza is needed before she can marry, we force him to perform chalitza. And that is in of Mishnah Yud Bet. Mishnah Yud Gimel now discusses another case where we sometimes force a Yavam to perform Chalitza and in other times only request him to do so. If a woman made a vow during her husband's lifetime, prohibiting herself from ever having any benefit from her brother-in-law, her husband's brother, and her husband then died without children, so that she falls to this brother-in-law for Yibum, but she cannot have Yibum with him because of her vow. A person can prohibit himself by means of a neder, a vow, from having benefit from someone else, or for that person to have any benefit from them. This presents a problem in the case of Yibum. In order for Yibum to take place, they must cohabit, and the pleasure she gets from this act is a violation of her vow. We forced the Yavam to perform chalitza with her. Because the Yevamah made her vow before her husband died, we have no reason to think that she made it as a way of avoiding Yibum. Rather, we assume that she made this vow because she was angry at him for some reason and wished to distance herself from him. We therefore do not punish her for making this vow. Instead, we force the Yavam to perform chalitza with her so that she can marry someone else and she collects her ketubah payment the same as any other Yevamah who has chalitza. However, if she made the vow after her husband's death, when she has already fallen for Yibum, then it's clear she made the vow in order to avoid Yibum. In this case, we ask the Yavam to perform chalitza with her, but we do not force him to do so. If he agrees and he performs chalitza, and she collects her ketubah payment, and she is free to marry someone else. If he does not agree, we do not force him to perform chalitza and make the ketubah payment, because we penalize her for intentionally making a vow to prohibit herself to the Yavam. A rebellious woman who refuses to cohabit with her husband for no acceptable reason is not entitled to demand a get and collect her ketubah. When Yevamah intentionally makes the vow to prohibit herself to her Yavam, it is as if she is rebelling against her Yavam, and we treat her the same way. She is not entitled to receive chalitza and collect her ketubah. If, however, the Yevamah says that she wants chalitza and is willing to forfeit her ketubah payment, then we do force the Yavam to perform chalitza in order to free the Yevamah to remarry, and she does not collect the ketubah. However, if the court determines that the Yevamah intended to do this, she made the vow for the purpose of avoiding Yibum, then even if she made the vow during the lifetime of her husband, we ask the Yavam only to perform chalitza with her and pay her ketubah payment, but we do not force him to do so. The deciding factor of whether or not we force the Yavam to perform chalitza is not when she made her vow. That's only an indicator, meaning only an indicator of why she made the vow. If we know she made the vow to avoid Yibum, we penalize her even if she made the vow while her husband was still alive. So the entire deciding factor is the why, not the when. Because even if she made it during her husband's lifetime, but she made it because she wanted to avoid her brother-in-law in Yibum, then we penalize her. That is the Rabotai of today's Mishna Yomi. Baruch Adonai Leolam. Amen v'amen.